Hey everyone, so it is the beginning of January, it is the end of 2021, it is in with 2022, and you are either thinking of moving here or you just want to know what the heck is going on with Halifax real estate. Well, here's the information coming straight up. Hi everyone, Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes and Lifestyles, right here at eXp Realty in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and 2021 is done. We are sat here right at the very beginning of 2022 because we want to look back at December 2021 stats, see how it did to December 2020, see how it did to November 2021, but also give you some ideas as to what's coming in 2022 because it's a pretty big Halifax market and we want to make sure you're fully informed because you're either here because you're thinking of moving to Nova Scotia, either from the rest of Canada or from the States. Person we spoke to today is moving up from the States, can't blame them. Or you're moving here from the UK, or you're just sitting here looking at the video channel and you're like, I just need to know everything I can about real estate. Everything local, we've got all of the information you'd ever want to know in terms of the stats, the neighborhoods, advice for buyers, advice for sellers, basically everything you want to know. So hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of everything we do, and let's talk about stats. December. So when we look at December, our average price was $524,454. We're just going to call it $525,000. Up 5% from November, which was just a smidge under $500,000. But when we go back to December 2020, which is like 2020 was still a really hot year for Halifax, Nova Scotia in terms of the marketplace. So when you look at last December 2020 versus 2021, we are up 23%. So our prices are still on the up here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and that's really going to drive the market. Now we have bobbled around a little bit in terms of pricing around that $500,000 number. We are now like another $25,000 up. But here's the key thing: we didn't sell a lot of houses in December last year, 2021. So what that means is that it didn't take a lot of houses to actually bring that price up. So we only sold 298 homes in December. Now let's compare that to last year, December 2020. We sold 464 homes. So we are down 28% just in the month. That's absolutely coming from the fact that we just do not have the amount of homes that are actually available for sale. So let's look at another number, which is the active homes for sale in HRM, Halifax Regional Municipality. Right now, we have 141 homes. Like, that's incredibly low. Like, I really, truly hope that it was the fact that a lot of buyers were kind of sitting there going, yeah, we still want to buy. But a lot of the sellers were going, oh, do you know what? It's December. Let's just wait until the new year. Now, here we are at the very beginning of January. There's only 19 new homes that have come on for sale, actually at the first like 1 or 2 days of January. So again, it's not adding a lot of inventory to the market when you've only got 141 homes for sale. Now, that only gives us half a month of inventory. So basically, we're not adding a lot of houses. We put 19 houses on the market in the last couple of days. But if we keep selling like at the 300, which for January 21, we sold actually more like 400 homes, then we're going to burn through that half a month of inventory really, really fast. It's not going to be half a month at all. Because when you look at 141 homes active, 300 sold, we're basically saying, well, if we sell 300 again, we'd be out of inventory in half a month. Well, I already know that 2 of those brand new ones that came on the market are under agreement already. So they're done. So really, there's only 17 homes that came on the market. So it's going to be a fast and furious spring. January's not even in spring and we're going like a rocket ship already. So that gives you a clue for how the rest of the year, I think, is actually going to fare out. Now, it's all going to come down to we need more inventory on the market to satisfy the demand of the amount of people that are moving here so that we can calm this whole market down. Question is, where's that's going to come from? So we know it's not going to come quickly enough from the builders. We just need more people to put the houses up for sale. But anyway, let's get back into some stats. So days on market, we've got 23 days on market. Last year, that was 43 days. So we're 20 days less than that. And it's surprising actually when we get into some of the market neighborhoods, you'll see that some of the days on market are actually quite long compared to how they used to be, because we've been a lot lower than 23 days on market. So again, that just gives you an idea that maybe some of the buyers took a break. Maybe the sellers had been potentially a little bit overpriced in the start and came down a bit to actually get those offers. Average sale to list price, 107.2%. Flip it to last year, 101%. So our average listing price was $489,000, sale of $525,000. That puts us at $35,000 on average over asking price for almost all of them. I mean, we're going to go into some specifics, and there's definitely some specifics that were a lot higher than that, but you can average $35,000 in an average area. But you want specifics, then definitely give me a call and we'll get you the specifics. Now, one of the big things that I always like to look at, just figuring out where my numbers are here, is that sales to new listing ratio. Now, the sales to new listing ratio this month, December, was 177%. So we had 298 sales. We had 168 new listings. Like, that's not a little listings. So when you look at that, that puts us at 177%. Let's go back to last year. That was 464 sales, 292 sales. That gave us 159% last year. So the issue is the new listings. December 2020, 292 new listings. December 2021, 168 new listings. We're down 43% on new listings in December, a traditionally slow month. Everybody take a breath and keep your fingers crossed and pray to the real estate gods that we get some new listings. We need to have more properties up for sale. And that's really where everything in our whole market is being driven. So let's get into some specifics. Number one market was Timberley, St. Margaret's Bay. They had 30 houses sold. They only have 0.6 of a month availability in terms of inventory. 19 days on market, average selling price there, $511,000, 6.5% list to sale price in that market. Market number two was actually back to Spryfield, 21 sales there, average price point in Spryfield, average price point, $447,584. Gotta be new builds. Don't think there was anything else that was going to drive, because Spryfield is traditionally a cheaper market. At $447,500, that's not cheap, not by a long chalk. So I primarily think that that is down to new builds actually going on there. 8.6% list to sale price, 19 days on market, no inventory. One property for sale, that means no inventory. Which also tells you that all of those sales of 21 were definitely down to the new builds that were actually getting finalized and actually sold. Now we come into the third place, and we have a three-way tie there. We have one of the property areas being Portland Estates, another one being Bedford, and the third one being Beaverbank. Now Beaverbank did have some new houses that came on the stream there. I definitely know that because we looked at them. 20 homes for sale were sold in Beaverbank. One home available for sale, 0.1 again. 30 days on market, again, that leads to a little bit towards the new builds, and a $571,500 average sale price in Beaverbank. New builds, gotta be new builds. Then we start looking at Bedford, 20 homes sold there, 7 available, 0.4 of a month, 17 days on market, not bad. $717,000 average sale price there, 4.4% over asking price people paying. And then in Portland Estates, 20 homes for sale, sold rather, 20 homes sold, 2 for sale, 0.1 of a month, 13 days on market. But here's the kicker in Portland Estates, $411,000 average selling price, but 15.5% sale to list price ratio there. That meant that the average listing price was $356,000 and you had to pay $55,000 on average to actually get the properties. But interesting in terms of Portland Estates isn't usually a cheaper market. So we also have Woodlawn that's a factor into that particular MLS district as well. So I think that Woodlawn is bringing down the Portland Estates, because Portland Estates is not a $411,000 average price point, not for certain. So I think we had some Woodlawn properties there, probably in the $3 to $350 range, that actually brought that whole price up to get us in there. So those are what's really going on with our stats. some of the average price points there is, I mean, some of them are going $60,000 over average price for Kingswood, Hammonds Plains area. Some of the other bigger ones over asking price, if you went to Colby, $79,000 over asking price on average in Colby. And I think those are the big ones. Oh, Sackville, Lower Sackville, $62,000 over asking price. So are you getting the theme here? Like, you can see from all of our stats that, December was just one of those markets that 298 homes sale, but with only 141 for sale, or only 168 that were actually listed, then we're just blowing through the inventory like crazy. And I think that's the one thing that what this market means for buyers is you just got to act real fast. Like, if you see a property like the one that I'm looking at tomorrow for some clients that are moving here, same situation, only got listed today. Somebody was in this afternoon because they wouldn't allow any viewings until after 12 o'clock, and boom, one offer is already in. Agent said, by the way, I think I'm getting a second one. That means we'll let anybody who's got the viewings already scheduled for Wednesday look at the property, but you better let us know quick because we're making a decision on Thursday morning. So, like, again, when you start looking at houses, it's like you've got to certainly get your skates on and get in those properties real fast and make a decision pretty quick, because one of the interesting things we've always had with our listing instructions to members being realtors, is here's the date that we're accepting offers until. However, make sure that we are doing one of two things. So you can either say, yes, the seller is going to allow a preemptive, aka bully offer, or number two, you can say that we are not. What we're seeing right now is a real subtle shift. So let's go back like 3 months. Everybody was saying that we are not accepting preemptive offers. We're just not. So you can send your bully offer in on day one and we're just going to ignore it and wait until the time we told you to. Now what's happening is that the listing instructions are actually saying seller reserves the right to accept any offer prior to whatever the date is. And that's exactly what's going on with this property. The one that I'm going to see tomorrow from my clients is that offers have already started coming in. And they're not waiting until Saturday at 3 p.m. They're like, nope, you've got until Thursday at whatever o'clock. So basically, instead of everybody waiting for those multiple offers, if she's got one already and thinks there's another one coming in, and if my clients decide to offer as well, that means all of a sudden, like, in less than a day, 3 offers on the property. So that's the advice for sellers. You're just going to have to be really quick. You've got to make sure you've got all of your ducks lined up in the row. You've got to make sure that your offers are really, really strong, which means, yes, you can keep some of your conditions, but you've got to have a quick closing condition date. So in other words, let's go for 5 days or less. Financing in 5 days, going to be tight, but get the offer in, plead for forgiveness and ask for an amendment later. Or just make sure that you can get your offer in enough time to allow for those conditions to be met. Inspections, so long as the house is in brilliant condition and you've got a realtor that knows what they're talking about, maybe you can waive that. Maybe. Think hard about that one. But got to keep your lawyer condition in there, as well as then if you're on wells and septics, got to do quantity, got to do quality, got to video scope the septic. So what's going to happen from a seller point of view is, sellers, this is your market. If you've had any thoughts of actually listing your property for sale, these numbers here in December, these tell you, and what we've just seen in the last 4 or 5 hours of January, if that doesn't tell you that you nearly need to sell, then you really need to sell. Like, this is me telling you, let's get you prepped and ready for market, because it's going to move quick. So that is everything that I know that's going on for December 2022. Just strap in, like, hold on to your seats, because it's going to be the same. I really can't see it changing. We just need more inventory. I just can't see where that inventory is going to miraculously just appear from, because certainly all the builders I've been talking to, yeah, they're doing their best, but there's no way they can put enough properties on the market to make a real dent in these numbers. So this is going to carry on for the rest of 2022, and I'm pretty sure the media, there was something on Global News, I think, this morning with another realtor that basically said the same thing. He's like, yeah, you know what? Everybody thinks that it's a brilliant market for realtors, but we're finding it hard as well. Like, we've got to get properties up for sale, and we've got to get buyers that can actually buy the properties and stick. When you're putting that many more realtors into the mix, it's all cutthroat competition. It's all like may the best offer win, which means it's gonna be tough. Even on the realtors, like we're finding it a little bit of a slog. But you've got to make sure that you're working with the right person. So if you want to have those conversations about whether it's time to list a house, whether it's time to get rid of a few multi-unit properties, because we've got clients looking for those as well, then by all means, we want to have that conversation with you. And Happy New Year. Hold on to your seats. 2022 is going to be worse, faster, and stronger than 2021.